Right, folks, it's been in the news, isn't it, that Serie A are now deciding to take their racism problem and attempt to tackle it, right? So what they've done, they've paid somebody a lot of money to come up with a slogan, a campaign and that kind of thing to try and stop this racism that is evidently growing. It's growing all the time in Italy. There is no holding back that there is a massive problem of racism in Italy. And so what the Italian FA have done something. They've sat down and they've all decided to try and tackle this problem. And they've come up with this. What fucking planet, apart from Planet of the Apes, is that acceptable to cut out racism? And I don't even know if, well, the Planet of the Apes probably have got racism, I do not know. But in this actual situation here, where there is black players in Italy being abused every game, and probably by their own fans as well, their own home fans. Excuse me, I've just had a swig of fizzy water. Where is it acceptable that the FA in Serie A in Italy, did they actually sit down with any black people, right, the black racist, the black people that are against racism, did they actually sit down with them and say, we've come up with an idea, this is it, what do you think, guys and girls? Here it is, it's three monkeys looking like Power Rangers. Where the fuck are these people from that are doing this? I mean, it is an absolute joke. I'm going to lower this down because I'm sitting up there like a fucking parrot. So, where are they? Where did they get the idea from that this is okay to just release three Power Rangers dressed, three monkeys, three gorillas dressed up as Power Rangers that will stop people in Italy giving it the old monkey chant and throwing bananas at Balotelli? What the fucking hell are they on? I just can't work it out. But it ain't just that, is it? It isn't just that. I also think that this problem is further up the chain, right? It goes all the way up to the top of FIFA and UEFA, right? Because what happens is, England go and travel away. I mean, they actually travelled away. I've made a couple of notes here, folks. They played the Czech Republic and the Bulgaria, and it seems that these countries, right, the old Eastern European bloc ones, they're just as bad as well. You've got the Russians that are absolutely a fucking nightmare, right? They're not just a nightmare against blacks. They're a nightmare against anybody who is not Russian, right? You're gay, you get a kicking. You're black, you get a kicking. You're from a different country, you get a kicking. And that leads all the way up to the top with bloody Putin and his cronies up there as well. They find it quite happy that their fans will go out there and kick the shit out of people. I don't know how the hell they survived the World Cup. But what happens is these countries that play other countries and then give the racism chants out, they've been fined. I mean, Bulgaria was fined €75,000, which is 64,700 quid, right? Basically, that's fuck all, isn't it? That is an absolute joke. And they also got a two-match ban where they will play behind closed doors. Where does that punish them? That doesn't do anything. Apart from that, Bulgaria shouldn't even be in the fucking competition. They should just be kicking them straight out, right? They should be kicking any sign of racism like that straight out. I don't understand this, these silly fines in 2 games behind closed doors. What the fucking hell does it do? It don't mean fuck all. So I think the Czech Republic, didn't they get a £50,000, €50,000 fine as well? That is nothing to an agency like that. I honestly can't understand how they get kit sponsor as well. I mean, how can Adidas or Umbro or Nike or whoever it is want to have their brand on the chest of these countries that actually do this racism shouting and calling and stuff. I don't understand it. Why don't these companies like Adidas say, no, you can go and play in your shorts and your vest, like you did in PE. Fuck off. You're not having our kits to, and this is what's going to start to be happening. All the advertising boards around the grounds. No, Mars, Bulgaria, we're not having you advertising our Mars bars, and we're not having you advertising our Kronenberg or Skoll or whatever drinks you drink. It's going to have to be like that. Why don't these big, massive companies get together and start saying, right, Czech Republic, no, we're not putting your things there, we're not putting it on. And all these companies would make probably more money out of not sponsoring these games, these countries that have got this problem of racism until it starts to be tackled. And it's just unbelievable that this happens. But it's not. I mean, I'm not going to just pick on these other countries, because I understand, right, that we have a problem still here in this country, right. Our FA is fucking useless, right. They've got this kick racism campaign going out, and it's brilliant. But all it is, it's just a show. It's just a show of what they think should be said, instead of actually doing something. When a club, it's like these blokes at Chelsea when they got done for calling Sterling. All right, we give them a lifetime ban. What fucking hell's a lifetime ban? What good is a lifetime ban? That doesn't actually do anything. And this fucking idiot at Man City, he were doing it to, I can't remember who were doing it to, but Sterling just stood there, instead of like walking up to the bloke and saying, look, just fucking pack it in, don't do it, stop it. Sterling were there. Sterling moans about this stuff, but do you know what all Sterling had got to do is just say, fucking walk up and say, just fucking calm it down, stop it, it's wrong. But going back to our FA are fucking useless, because they've got all this kick racism out, but when things happen, they don't do anything. You can get fined more for doing something really stupid than actually being the racism calling that they do. So, as I see our FA should be standing by. If England go away to Bulgaria or Czech Republic or Ukraine or Russia or wherever, and there's all this calling, and the English team want to walk off, the English FA should be saying, I support them 100%. But the problem is with our FA, it's full of fat, old, white men who are balding, who just talk shit. Yes, I've just described myself. But I honestly don't think I'm talking shit. I honestly think I'm talking the truth in the sense here that our FA, if we're going to start doing stuff like this, we've got to lead by example. So if any club, right, gets caught, and this includes Leicester, right? But I go down to Leicester and there is such a mixed array of faces there. It won't happen down Leicester. But you go to other clubs, and I'm not mentioning other clubs by name, but you go to other clubs, and if there's any racism there, they get fined something like £15,000 or £10,000. What fucking good's that? And this is another case where I honestly can't understand why a kit company, a sports company, would want to be associated with a team that has got racism in it. I don't understand it. It should Adidas, Nike, Lonsdale, whoever the fucking hell it is, I honestly can't understand why they want to be associated with them. But just going back to the Italian thing, and I want to wind this up now. I think the main reason why the Italian FA is so fucking backwards is because the clubs there are not actually run by the clubs. The clubs are actually run by the fans. The fans, like the ultras, whoever fucking hell it is, they actually are more involved in clubs than we honestly could ever imagine. Excuse me, I need a drink. these clubs are run by the fans. Now, the fans in Italy, are very passionate, right? You cannot hide their passion, deny the passion they have. Even though I don't think it's anything to do with the football club. I think it's more territorial. I think it's more possession of the fans and of the clubs themselves. But if you go onto any internet and you read any internet, you don't have to be this one, it can be any internet. You can read up on these things, how these clubs, these fans have got these hooligans basically mixed into them. They are basically run by the fans, and I think what it is as well, that they can actually control the people at the top of this club, the clubs, the teams, the chairman, the board, and all that. They control them because this is some kind of mafia related problem they have in Italy. I think that probably there are some in the Italian FA who do want to sort this out, but they can't, because I think they're just scared of these fans. These fans are absolutely wild. Right, I've completely fucked this up, folks, because I got it on the page and I've ruined it. Oh, fucking hell. See, this is why I should be able to edit and stuff. Right. Well, basically, what it needs to do, folks, is, because you don't want to keep on listening to me, but I've read in other places where these ultras actually run things. They actually run the prices of the tickets. They do this and they do that, and they control everything. I think Juventus is probably one of them. Roma, they're another one. They're all just controlled by fans, and I don't think, you know, they can do a lot about it. I mean, you've only got to look at the way when who came over and they did the Liverpool player out, the Liverpool fan, and hit him with a hammer. They were coming over with belts and bottles and bricks and whatever, you know. And I think this is where when you've got to start these FA teams, these FAs, UEFA and FIFA. We're going to have to start banning these teams. And I don't care. I just don't care how big they fucking are. I don't care if you have to ban Juventus. I don't care if you have to ban Man United. I don't care if you have to ban PSG or Real Madrid. I'm just saying, across the board, including Leicester. If there is racism here that is so strong that it is in Italy and Russia, something's got to be done about it, because it cannot keep going on like this. When a player goes across that white line to play football, he's at work. He shouldn't be abused like they are doing. It's just like if you was at work. If you went to work where I worked and somebody was being abused, it would be sorted out. And that's it. As soon as you walk out that canteen, you're on the shop floor, you're working, you shouldn't be abused. There's laugh, there's banter. But what these fans are doing to black players in Italy, and what the FA are doing to black players in Italy, is not fucking banter. Laters.